Do you feel like you cannot trust people, like no matter what you do? You want to, but you just can't. You tell yourself, I should ask for help, but something inside of you shuts you down because being let down hurts more than doing it all alone. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken, you're just protected. And this may be a trauma response. In this video, I'll help you understand why trust feels unsafe and how to start letting the right people in. I used to believe being independent was strength. In fact, I have been very hyper independent until I realized that it was actually self protection and it was alienating some people and it was fulfilling this self fulfilling prophecy that everyone is going to let me down. Does that resonate with you? Let me know in the comments. I'm Karina Ivar Jacobs. I am a licensed psychotherapist and coach. And as a recovering parentified daughter, I know what it's like to carry everything on your own, to feel like asking for help is somehow failing and that you may be a burden to others. Meanwhile, others rely on you. For the past 16 years, I have helped women create emotional safety and set boundaries without guilt and heal from the kind of childhood wounds that make it hard to trust anyone. In fact, in my work with couples, this comes up a lot. So if you have been wondering why you always end up doing everything yourself, this video will show you how to start changing that. You will know how to tell who's actually safe to trust, how to open up without losing control, and how to receive support without guilt from people who can truly meet you where you are. So let's delve deeper. Why is it that you cannot trust others? This isn't about being broken or jaded, as so many of my clients say. It's about protection. If you were emotionally let down growing up, your nervous system learned that independence equals safety. That it's best to do things on your own because at some point people will betray you. I remember a client who couldn't even ask for a small favor without even feeling panicky because every time she did as a child, she was either ignored or criticized. So she learned it is safer to do it all myself. And maybe that's true back then, but today that same strategy that once protected you might be the same one keeping you alone and isolated. I want to give you a reflection question. When did you first learn it wasn't safe to depend on anyone? The next point is how to confidently open up to the right people. We can't rebuild trust in isolation. Healing requires safe connection. I used to think that opening up meant inviting more pain, but I learned that vulnerability is how we filter who's emotionally safe. Here's how to start small. Number one, look for green flags. We are so used to looking for red flags. Let's be on the lookout for the green ones. People who are emotionally consistent, accountable, curious about your feelings. Let them in. Test safety in small doses. Share a small truth and notice how they respond. Number two, rebuild trust gradually, not all at once. Every healthy relationship is built through earned trust and not blind, premature trust. Here's another reflection question. Who in your life has shown reliability in small, consistent ways? Now, let's talk about how to stay grounded in your values and boundaries. This is a major one because if we know what our values are, then we can stand firm in our boundaries and assertiveness and build authentic relationships. So many women that I see fear being seen as needy for asking for help. But being supported doesn't mean that you are weak. It makes you connected. It makes you human and more relatable. I used to over explain myself, every boundary that I used to set, just to prove I wasn't selfish. And now I lead with values and not guilt. It all depends on how you articulate the boundary. Here is the shift I want to offer you. Define your top three values. Maybe it is respect, honesty, and compassion. Build your boundaries around those values and not around fear. Notice that the more you don't set boundaries, the more you resent people around you, and the more you are likely to respond in a way that is not in alignment with your character. Eventually, you explode. That's why then receiving support becomes an act of self respect and not weakness. Next time you say yes or no, what value do you want to honor? Let me know in the comments. For me, I want to honor the value of authenticity. And that means the more I set healthy boundaries, I know that I will foster healthier relationships. Take a moment to reflect on what trust looks like for you today. And when you are ready, post it in the comments. I read each one of them. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe for weekly therapeutic and growth insights to help you heal, set boundaries without guilt, and rebuild self worth, one compassionate step at a time. You cannot expect to unlearn the self protective habits that you built in survival mode overnight. This takes one relationship at a time, one interaction at a time. So tell me, does this resonate? How do you feel about trusting others? How can you open up and allow the right people into your life? I will see you in the next video, and please remember your resilience.